This is not your ordinary camera. With an unrecognizable shape, a bulging lens on each side, and a round touchscreen display, it doesn't blend in with any of the regular action cameras. But then again, since when did bikers ever want anything ordinary? Which is exactly why I was sent this Insta360 One X2, because it seems to be a refreshing approach to film your next motorcycle adventure. The X2 is the second generation in the Insta360 One X series, which I never actually got to experience. But despite being a pre-production unit, which means this isn't the final design or software, I still have a very long list of specs and features. But the thing is that bikers really don't care about that stuff. So instead, I've anticipated some of the comments I have no doubt this video would have received, and I've tried to answer them even before you can type them. Not when facing this way, no. But when facing this way, it is surprisingly aero. And since it is a 360 camera, it really doesn't matter which way you point it, because it can see everything. At first, it does seem like an odd shape, but that's only because we're used to the typical GoPro shape, and 360 cameras don't need to follow any of those rules. Even after your first time using it, you stop noticing that it's unusual, and with its hefty weight and rubberized edges, it's very pleasant to use while wearing gloves. At shooting in a single direction, yes it is. But shooting in 360, not quite. The One R is a versatile camera, giving you the option to choose between quality 360 or regular video, with its unique Lego approach to life. Whereas the X2 is strictly 360 business, for someone with not much interest in anything other than 360 video. You do have the option of shooting in one direction with the X2, and it will still offer you the MotoGP style horizon leveling. But this isn't its sole purpose, and ultimately isn't the best at it. After all, 360 is a biker's dream come true, because there's no need to reposition or re-angle the camera in the fear of missing something good. You can enjoy the ride while the camera does what it's best at. With rectangular phones, TVs, monitors, and even watches, a circular screen does seem odd. But when you realize that this isn't capturing a rectangular image, but rather a never-ending sphere, it actually makes a lot of sense. It allows you to see more of the image, and a lot of thought has been put into how you interact with the camera, making it easier. The record button is also in an easy-to-find location when you're blindly searching for it, and you're never at risk of bumping the off button at the same time. But if the camera is too far away to fiddle with its series of circles, the app is arguably a better way to control it anyway. Or if you're really fancy, the Apple Watch app is the ultimate remote control. Sadly, neither am I. But luckily, that is where Insta360 win, in my opinion. You don't need a doctorate in editing, you actually just need the app. Then there are far too many creative options to choose from, where it will magically spit out entertaining footage from your ride, and give it a fancy name like freeze frame, fly lapse that has nothing to do with a fly, clone trail, and auto time shift. And trust me, there are many more. In a world where everyone that owns a motorcycle also owns a GoPro and an Instagram account, it's difficult to stand out because high-quality footage is easily created. And that's where this gives you something different to share with your mates and remember your adventures during the winter. It's actually about the same, because just like your DSLR, the X2 also has a tripod mount, which, with this intriguing adapter, you can mount it to any of your usual mounts. It's definitely not my first choice of mount, but it seems to work just fine. And to be honest, the same can be said about your DSLR. Except that the X2 is waterproof as it is, so it doesn't matter if you accidentally drop it in a puddle. And with a claimed 80 minutes of recording time, it will probably last longer too. In fact, unless you can afford a 1TB SD card, your memory card will probably fill up before your battery dies. But anyway, there you have it. All the comments you could possibly have come up with already answered. Overall, it's better than the original One X in every way, and a more purposeful 360 camera than the One R. If you can come up with any more comments beyond the 5 I anticipated, let me know what you think about this camera and if you would use it to record your rides. And I'll see you on the next ride.